So real quick, I want to talk about my relationship with God, my relationship with Christ. I just went on the Bible app and the scripture of the day was, I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I want to talk about that real quick because feels like there's a lot of things that we may doubt ourselves about. There's a lot of things that we may feel like we are lacking in. Like we can't accomplish these things, and whether it be for your health, your finances, just anything in this life, we feel like we can't accomplish these things because we feel like we're too small or we're lacking something. But in reality, like we could really do all things if we got Christ in our mind, Christ in our spirit, Christ in our soul. We just continue to remember that we are loved and we are loved. So sometimes it gets hard to keep this at the forefront of your mind because of how much is going on in life. I just made a video today actually titled, and I was basically just talking about like all the things that are happening in the world, and how you could start beating yourself up about it, and it's just easy to forget that you are really taken care of, even when it feels like you're not, even when it feels like you're just struggling too much. Like you're always taken care of. So that's where I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me comes in, because it helps you remember that you are provided for. Like no matter where you came from, no matter what you look like, no matter what you have for real. Because you may feel like your relationship been rocky, but if you still have that passion, like if you still have a desire to say, I want to at least try to fix my relationship with God. It's like, that's like you trying to fix a relationship with a partner here on planet Earth. Like that little effort means more than we think. And like we doing that with God, it's like God's looking at that like everything. He already looks at us as the apple of his eye. So just remembering them little things like could take you a long way. I'm not perfect. I've been struggling in my faith, and it's difficult for me to talk about it sometimes because of how much I really just cherish it, how much I really cherish my relationship with God. Shoot, I'm getting older now. I'm 23 now, and my mind is maturing. Like my mind is growing, my body, everything. So it just makes it more difficult for me to just stay afloat sometimes, because I'm like doing all this. Like I'm maturing, and the more I've been maturing, it's like I feel like my mind's more distracted with a lot of things of the world. Like whenever I left my whenever I started staying on my own for real, like got my own place, got my own apartment, it's like my mind just got into a point where like I isolated myself, but I just felt like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like my mind just took a very different journey. It's healed since like I lost my car, because whenever I lost my car, that's whenever it really got bad. That's whenever my life really started getting rocky and shaky. But I was provided for throughout the whole time. Like, I'm about to go to the Air Force now. Things just changing, but I'm trying my best to just be honest with my faith. Like I know I'm not the only one going through these things and going through these changes. I feel like I got far away from Christ for a while, just trying to do things on my own, figure things out on my own. And the more I speak up and be honest about it, I remember, oh yeah, I do have other like-minded believers that are going through the same thing I'm going through. Of course, we're all different, but just going through similar things. Basically saying you don't have to deal with these things alone. You don't have to battle these things alone. You're never alone. And just knowing the type of man or woman you're trying to be, you have to be honest. Who are you trying to be for real? And whenever you start looking at yourself like, dang, who am I really trying to be? Like, you'll start questioning the things that you spending your time doing, because these things that you do, they add up. Everything's like a cycle. You putting these things that you do a part of your cycle, you don't really like what you're doing, or you feel like it's taken away, it's not really helping you. You got to look at that and question that. Like, and it could be the little things. Like, you can make little changes a day. Like, if you want to read your word, like, for 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, start that, and then just see how much you'll naturally want to do it more and more. But you have to just make the start. If you want to work out, like, start just doing 5-minute, 10-minute little workouts. You don't even got to go to a gym. Like, you could just do it in your crib, in your room. You don't need much, you got what I mean? And it just starts with you being honest, bro. Like, about how you feeling. I know every time I come back to Christ, I just be feeling better. Even if it's a little bit, it's just the truth. Like, and like I said, I cherish that relationship a lot. Like, I cherish my relationship with God a lot. So it'd be tough for me to open up about it. It'd be tough for me to be honest about it, because I remember just how much it means to me every time. And I try my best to just keep things 100 with myself, because it gets to a point you start lying to yourself. Like, you will really not be doing that good in your mind or your body or your spirit, and you will just tell yourself like, oh, I'm fine. It's like, nah, you need help. Whenever you need help, like, it starts with your spirit. Like, you need to talk to God more. You need to be honest about how you feeling. You're not alone here. And it's just important to remember these things. Like, things don't have to be perfect. That's a big message for me. I'm slowly getting out of that. Like, I'm slowly getting out of that trying to be perfect mindset. But it's like I'm slowly starting to get out that mindset of feeling like I have to be so perfect with everything I do before I just do it. You got what I mean? It doesn't hurt to try and be your best self, but to be a perfectionist to the point where you stunting your own growth, like you not moving forward at all, that's when it hurts. So keep this in mind about your faith too, because you may be waiting to come back to Christ or come back to Jesus. You may be waiting because you feel like you just messed up too much, or you gonna continue to mess up too much. That's a whole pit in itself right there, because you will start believing that you just can't ever get help that you need, and it'll twiddle down to the physical. You'll start thinking that you can't even get the help you need here on planet Earth, when that's not the truth. That's a lie. There's people willing and waiting to help you, but you have to be honest if you need help. And this is just stuff to keep in mind, because it comes a point where wherever you are in life, it just comes a point where you know that you need some help, like here and there, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. We all go through different things. So the more that you be honest with yourself, then you will just let go a lot of stress in your life. Stress that you don't need. You don't need this unnecessary stress. It's unnecessary. You don't need it. Trust yourself. You gotta trust your spirit. You gotta trust yourself. You know you're not worth. You know you're worth more than stress. Like, you know you're worth more than sickness. You just know this naturally, if you really start paying attention. And it just takes you like I said, making that first step. When you make that first step, then you getting the ball rolling, and it may not happen overnight, because sometimes we dig ourselves in a pit. We be so deep in our own pit that we dug for ourselves, that it's going to take some work to get out of it. And that's okay. That's a blessing. your mind is important. Like, your body's important. Your spirit's important. These things are important. More than we could fathom. You know what I mean? We can't fathom how important we are. So we walk with that mindset. Now we naturally just trying to take care of ourselves naturally. Like, imagine you don't even have to think about working out. You don't even have to think about praying or talking to God. Like, imagine you get yourself in that ball or in that cycle, rather than you staying in a cycle where it's like, I'm not ready yet. I messed up too much, or I'm just not ready yet. You're going to continue to keep saying you're not ready. And it literally just starts with even just asking God, like, hey, God, I need some help. Like, you got to be honest. Because especially, like, I know as a man, because, I'm a man. But I know for sure as a man, it's like we a lot of times just don't want to be honest about how we feel. If we need help, we just like, I got it. That's how I am. And that junk, over time, that junk builds up, and that junk ain't good for you, man. It's not. Because you're going to continue to just say, I'm good, I got it. After a while, bro, you're going to be in a pit, bro. And of course, you could always get out. It's never too late, but you could get in the pit where your mind will start thinking it's too late. You let your mind think that it's too late, and you're just going to be telling yourself it's too late. You could conquer your mind. We got the mind of Christ. Keep that in mind. And that's something that I have to get used to, is just knowing that I have the mind of Christ. Like, and knowing that it's okay for me to have the mind of Christ. Like, it's just important, man. It's just really important, bro.